my brothers and sisters of Burkina Faso, and to all my African family across this great continent. Listen to me today. We are not here to dream small. We are here to make history with our own hands. For too long, they told us we could not build. They told us we could not create. They told us that Africa must always wait. Wait for help, wait for permission, wait for approval. But I say no more waiting! The time of the African builder has come. The time of the Burkinabe creator has come. Today, I stand before you with pride, not to announce something imported from the West, but something born from our own soil, carved by our own people. We are building wooden motorcycles. Yes, motorcycles built by the hands of our workers, from the trees of our land, for the people who have always been ignored. They will laugh at us, just like they laughed when we built wooden cars, when we made our own tractors, when we spoke about African unity. But let them laugh, because when they laugh, we build. When they doubt, we rise. When they try to stop us, we move forward with 10 times more strength. This project is not just about motorcycles. It is about dignity. It is about the mother who walks miles to bring water home. It is about the young man who dreams of going to school, but has no transport. It is about the farmer who wants to sell his crops, but has no vehicle. These motorcycles are not toys. They are symbols. Symbols of a nation that refuses to kneel. For too long, Africa has been forced to consume what others produce. We buy what we could make. We beg for what we already have, but no more. The wood from our forests, the iron from our mines, the mines of our youth, all belong to us, and all will now work for our future. We are not copying the West. We are creating a new path, the African path, a path where poverty becomes power, where simplicity becomes strength. We will build from what we have, and the world will see what true independence looks like. Some will say, but Captain, wood cannot compete with metal. And I say, you have no idea what African hands can create when they believe. We are not trying to imitate the world. We are redefining it. Our motorcycles are not just machines. They are stories of struggle, hope, and rebirth. Let every Burkinabe child look at these motorcycles and say, this is ours. Let every poor man ride one and feel like a king. Let the world see that we don't need to beg to move forward. We can ride our own road. To my African brothers and sisters, do not wait for Europe to come and save you. Do not wait for America to come and teach you. Save yourself. Teach yourself. Build yourself. Because when Africa stands on its own, the earth will shake with pride. They have taken our gold, our land, our freedom, but they will never again take our spirit. That spirit now burns in every Burkinabe who builds with his own hands, who refuses to be called poor, who refuses to be ruled by those who do not understand our pain. Look around you, my people. You are the power. Not the foreign investors, not the imported machines, not the fake aid. You, the farmer, the student, the craftsman, the mother, you are the revolution. And I tell you this, our revolution is not with guns and violence, but with hammers and wood, with knowledge and unity. Every wooden motorcycle that leaves our workshops is a message to the world. Africa is awake. Africa is booting. Africa is free. The enemy does not fear our poverty. He fears our independence. He fears when we start creating for ourselves. He fears when we stop buying his lies. But now the fear belongs to them. Because Burkina Faso is showing the world that even from wood, we can build the future. We don't need luxury. We need purpose. We don't need charity. We need courage. My people, let us work harder than ever. Let the fire of unity burn in every village. Let every young African hear this message. Your hands are powerful. Your ideas are enough. Your nation is sacred. One day they will call this the wooden revolution. But I call it the rebirth of dignity. We are not poor. We are rich in spirit, rich in will, rich in destiny. So, to the people of Burkina Faso, and to every African heart that beats with pride, stand up, build, believe. Because the world will soon realize that the poorest people on earth were never poor. They were only never given a chance to shine. And now, my people, we shine by our own light. We ride by our own strength. We live by our own hands. And we will never ever bow again. Burkina Faso forever. Africa forever. La patria la mort, nos vaincrons! The first point reflects Ibrahim Traoré's belief that Africa must stop waiting for others and start believing in its own strength. He declares that Burkinabe people no longer need permission to build, create, or dream. The age of dependency is over. For centuries, Africa has been told that progress must come from foreign aid, from imported goods, or from Western knowledge. Traore rejects that lie. He says the builders of Burkina Faso are ready to shape their destiny with their own hands, using their own soil, their own trees, and their own ideas. His words light a fire of confidence, reminding the people that independence is not just a political state, it is a mindset. When the people start believing in themselves, that belief becomes the foundation of true freedom. The second point shows that the wooden motorcycle project represents more than innovation. It is a declaration of dignity. Traore speaks for the poor families, farmers, and youth who walk miles every day in struggle. These motorcycles are not made for luxury, but for liberation. They are built from the land, for the land. Every wheel that turns is a symbol of resilience, showing that even with limited means, greatness can emerge. It is not about competing with rich nations, but about creating a model of self-reliance. By building these motorcycles, Burkina Faso tells the world that simplicity can carry power, and that pride can be carved from the raw material of struggle. This mission is not charity. It is justice for those who have been ignored for too long. The third point focuses on the rejection of colonial dependence and the call for African unity. Traore's words hit like thunder when he says Africa must stop waiting for Europe or America to come and save it. He challenges the idea that development must come from outside. The true revolution, he explains, is in knowledge, creativity, and courage born within Africa. When African nations unite around self-production, they become unstoppable. He calls this the new path, the African path, built not on imitation but on authenticity. It is a spiritual and moral awakening where Africans reclaim their pride, define their destiny, and remind the world that the continent, which once fed empires, will now feed its own future. The fourth point reveals Traore's faith in the people as the real revolution. He reminds everyone that it is not governments, investors, or foreign aid that change nations. It is the ordinary people. The farmers, the students, the artisans, the mothers, these are the heartbeat of Burkina Faso. He praises their labor, their patience, and their will to stand tall despite centuries of hardship. The tools of revolution, he says, are not guns or violence, but hammers, wood, and unity. Every person who builds, teaches, or creates becomes a soldier in a peaceful uprising of independence. Through their hands, a new identity is born, one that can never again be called poor, because dignity and purpose are now the true wealth of the people. The fifth point carries Traore's most powerful message: Africa will rise through courage, not comfort. He declares that the world has always feared an independent Africa. Not a poor Africa, but a self-sufficient one. The wooden motorcycles symbolize that fear being realized, because they prove Africans can innovate without the West. He urges his people to work harder, to believe in their gifts, and to see beauty in simplicity. Traore's final words ignite pride. Burkina Faso will shine by its own light, ride by its own strength, and never bow again. It is a promise to the ancestors and a challenge to the world. This is not just a project, it is the rebirth of African dignity, fueled by unity, courage, and the will to rise forever.